Here in this small village, residents know exactly what the perfect life looks like. Like most towns in China, their village contains factories, houses and farmland. But unlike most villages, theirs has been divided into different areas in a bid to make life here as enjoyable as possible. 25 years in the making, Zhanglou is the location for this brave social experiment. The village has been divided into 4 distinct areas. One for homes, one farmland, another for factories, and the last for community, educational and cultural buildings. The result is a quieter life for residents and students and greater efficiency for industry. The Village Renewal and Land Consolidation project has been made possible with the help of German experts from the Hans Seidel Foundation. After the Second World War, the widening gap between Germany's urban and rural areas led to waves of farmers flocking to the country's cities. In order to stop this mass migration and keep farmers on the land, the then German government initiated a village renewal and land consolidation project in Bavaria. Inspired by the project's success, Chinese officials sought out this German know-how in order to target similar problems in China. In July 1987, the German state of Bavaria and Shandong province in eastern China formed a sister province relationship. Michael KLAUS is one of the German experts.
It's very necessary to promote the life in the rural areas and also make people staying and like to stay in rural areas. Because, as I tried to introduce at the beginning, rural areas are not only the factor for agricultural production. Rural areas are the base for environmental protection. They provide sound water for the urban areas. And if you don't take good care on the development of rural areas, you will make a problem for the urban areas in addition.
In 1988, quaint Zhanglou village was selected as the guinea pig for the project. Located about 2 hours from Shandong's capital of Jinan, it's home to about 4,000 residents.
And we have chosen the village of Zhanglou because at this time it was a little bit behind of development. It has no industrial access, there had no been access roads, and it was a really typical rural area with less development, and we selected it to show that from own forces, with activation from outside, it's possible to bring a village forward.
XIANGSHENG is a local farmer and head of the village for the last 14 years. Before his involvement, he'd never heard about the village renewal concept. However, he knew it was a unique opportunity for his hometown.
It was my belief that I should do my best to carry forward the project. Our village was poor, and this project was expected to change it. That was what I thought.
As part of the plan, 4 German experts moved in. Their first task was to divide the village into different functional areas.
This red part is a living area, which had been completed now. And these are cultural center, museum, community service center. This is industrial area, and this is agricultural area.
The function division has a very important thing, because this function division brings that there will be not conflicting use. So our first planning is always that we set up a development plan for the village with clear functions: living purpose, commercial purpose, industrial purpose, education purpose, recreation purpose.
The clear divides in the village quickly showed the living and educational areas, moved far from the noise of factories, had become quiet and tidy. In the early 1990s, the village's farmland was combined and upgraded with paved roads and water-saving irrigation facilities.
This system has a big advantage because less water is evaporating, and so it saves a lot of water. The main base or the main source for watering here is the groundwater, and the more groundwater you're using and it's not recharged, it's sinking the groundwater level, the aquifer level. And if you save it, you can use the groundwater a longer time, and hopefully it can be recharged by rainfalls.
However, the project wasn't all smooth sailing. Conflicts soon arose between locals and the German experts.
German experts' idea is good, but we cannot do anything without money, such as repairing roads and building schools. So we had to start factories to earn money.
But German experts had different ideas. Their focus was on environmental protection rather than economic development.
You have to know what you want. If you want, for example, in future focus more on touristic development, then it's very clear that industrial site will disturb the development and will attract more people.
Despite their differences, the two sides compromised. KLAUS and his colleagues took on board the village's wishes, and they in turn promised to introduce low-pollution enterprises. Today, there are over 90 factories in the industrial area of the village. About 1,700 farmers now work here, including villagers who'd originally moved away. YUAN BAO is one of them. The 29-year-old works in a machinery factory, earning 4,000 yuan a month.
工资和城里也差不多，有的还基本他们挣的和城里还比城里还多。周围的村庄人羡慕你们吗？羡慕着。
As you see, in Zhanglou, only 50% are still working in the agricultural sector. Some people had been trained in Pingdu for agricultural productions. They run very profitable companies and they employ people from the village in their work. But you need also some additional working space.
In the eyes of locals, the village renewal was a great success. But for KLAUS, it wasn't enough. He also wanted villagers to enjoy their culture and history as well as their living style. So he set about facilitating just that.
We have many cultural facilities like a library, farm bag, cultural center for playing movies, as well as places for dancing. Now every night, many people like to dance at there.
German schools are famous for their focus on teaching skilled work. It's another thing they've shared with Zhanglou. The local primary school located in the cultural and education area has 410 pupils. Unlike most primary schools in China's rural areas, students in grade 3 to 6 attend handicraft classes.
喜欢。为什么呀？因为老师都教我们如何锯什么的。
With its modern supermarket, barber shop and specialty stores, Zhanglou now seems more like a small city than a village. Statistics show the average annual income for farmers has skyrocketed from 1,950 yuan or $236 in 1989 to 18,000 yuan or $3,000 in 2012. KLAUS is more than happy with Zhanglou's success. He believes the Chinese village is history in the making.
We came up with a village renewal plan or development plan of this village. And that's the big difference to the planning in China. This is a plan that's developed for the future, so not everything is implemented in one time.
This year, we set a new goal of urbanization. We think that farmers, through their efforts, can lead a better life than people living in the cities. We have enjoyed better living conditions, education, cultural activities, and medical services since the project was implemented.